14.5 million eyes, 14.5 million hearts, frozen on one screen, all for one man. Not because of a viral TikTok challenge, not because of a scandal, but because of one performance that turned an ordinary stage into a global obsession. Hyunjin's Psycho FanCam. Yes, that one. The performance that made timelines explode, fandoms unite, and even casual viewers question whether they were watching a concert or a cinematic masterpiece. But how did one 3-minute fan cam break the internet, spark endless debates, and redefine what it means to perform in K-pop? Today, we're diving into the story behind Hyunjin's Psycho, how it became a cultural moment, why it's still haunting the internet, and what this means for one of K-pop's most magnetic performers. If you're a proud stay or just a lover of legendary performances, buckle up. This one's gonna give you chills. It all started on a stage that looked like every other K-pop performance. The lights dimmed. The music began. The familiar melody of Psycho by Red Velvet filled the air. But this time, it wasn't Red Velvet performing. It was Stray Kids with Hyunjin front and center. From the very first beat, something was different. Every move he made had weight. Every glance, every flick of his wrist, every breath felt deliberate, like he wasn't just dancing, but transforming. Fans later said, Hyunjin didn't perform Psycho, he became Psycho. And honestly, they weren't exaggerating. The moment his fan cam hit YouTube, it spread like wildfire. Within hours, it racked up millions of views. Within days, it dominated the trending pages. Twitter, or X, was chaos. Timelines flooded with clips, edits, and slow-motion breakdowns. One fan wrote, "This isn't choreography, this is possession." Another said, "How can someone move like that?" Even non-stays started confessing, "Okay, I wasn't a fan before, but this man just converted me on the spot." Let's break it down. Why did this performance hit differently? First, Hyunjin's expressions. He's always been known for his striking visuals, but this wasn't about looking pretty. This was about storytelling through emotion. In Psycho, Hyunjin wasn't smiling for the camera, he was commanding it. Every eye movement, every subtle twitch of his lips carried intention. He embodied madness, beauty, and heartbreak all at once. It wasn't a performance to entertain, it was a performance to consume. His control was mesmerizing, sharp yet fluid, graceful yet destructive. At one point, he tilted his head, let his hair fall over his face, and gave a half smile that fans called the smirk heard around the world. That single moment became a meme, a gif, a symbol of what it means to have stage presence. Hyunjin didn't dance like he was being watched. He danced like the world was his reflection. And that's what made the fan cam unforgettable. It felt personal, like the camera wasn't just filming him, it was falling in love with him. Fans began calling him the living painting of K-pop, a moving masterpiece. And honestly, that might be the most accurate title he's ever earned. The aftermath? Total pandemonium. Within hours, #Hyunjin Psycho FanCam started trending worldwide. YouTube comment sections turned into poetry threads. Fans wrote things like, "This isn't a performance, this is a spiritual awakening." "The camera doesn't deserve him." Or, "Hyunjin dances like he's arguing with his own reflection." Even people outside the K-pop bubble were stunned. Western influencers on TikTok and Twitter reposted the fan cam saying things like, "I don't understand a single lyric, but this guy just hypnotized me for 3 minutes straight." Every platform had its version of the chaos.
On X, fan accounts broke down every second of the clip, frame by frame, analyzing symbolism, gestures, and expressions like it was a film study class. And then came the edits: black and white versions, cinematic slow motion, remixes with movie soundtracks. One fan even recreated the entire FanCam in oil painting form. What started as a single performance turned into a movement. Let's talk about numbers first. 14.5 million views. That's massive. But what's even more impressive is the retention. People weren't just watching it once. They were replaying it over and over, finding new details every time. The way he moves his hand slightly offbeat, the flicker in his eyes before a turn, the emotion right before the final pose. It's the kind of performance that grows with you. Each rewatch feels like uncovering a new secret. And that's why many fans and critics started calling it one of the most artistically profound fan cams in years. Even dance professionals began commenting, saying they studied Hyunjin's movements to understand how emotion can be conveyed through choreography. Korean entertainment outlets called him one of the few idols who transcends choreography. And they were right. Hyunjin didn't just dance. He translated emotion into motion. For him, Psycho wasn't just about embodying a song. It was about confronting chaos, beauty, and vulnerability all in one performance. What makes this fan cam special isn't just the performance. It's the emotional weight behind it. Fans felt something raw in Hyunjin's expressions, something human, as if he was telling a story only he could understand. Some said, it feels like he's expressing pain, longing, and beauty all at once. Others wrote, Hyunjin doesn't perform, he confesses. And that line might be the best summary of his artistry. In one past interview, Hyunjin said, when I dance, I try to tell a story that words can't express. Psycho became the perfect proof of that statement. There are no lines, no dialogues, yet you feel every emotion he's trying to say. For many fans, watching this fan cam wasn't just entertainment, it was an experience, a silent connection between artist and audience, one that bypasses logic and language altogether. That's the kind of power that can't be taught. It can only be felt. Of course, Stray Kids' fandom, took the celebration to a whole new level. The edits, the memes, the tributes, pure chaos, in the best way. Some fans edited Hyunjin into movie trailers. Others turned his fan cam into anime openings or dramatic short films. There were long threads on Twitter titled things like, How Hyunjin's Psycho fan cam changed my life. And honestly, for a lot of fans, it really did. People started interpreting the performance's meaning. Was it a story about love and obsession, or was it about losing control? No one knows for sure, and maybe that's what makes it timeless. Every fandom has its defining moment. BTS has Save Me, EXO has Love Shot, and now Stray Kids have Hyunjin's Psycho. It's that kind of cultural milestone that reshapes how people see a group and an artist. Even idols from other groups quietly liked or commented on posts about it. And several professional dancers recreated his moves for TikTok challenges. But most agreed, no one could fully capture his aura, because his presence isn't just skill, it's soul. Now that the fan cam has officially surpassed 14.5 million views, the fandom treated it like a national holiday. Hashtag Psycho14M flooded social media. Fan art poured in. Some even organized online events and virtual light stick waves in honor of the milestone. But beyond the numbers, there's something bigger at play. This fan cam has become a reference point, a moment in time that defined what K-pop performance art can be. When people discuss the most iconic fan cams of all time, Hyunjin's name now stands proudly next to Jimin's Fake Love, Lisa's Money, and V's Singularity. Even media outlets like All K-pop and Koreaboo called it a career-defining performance. Not just because it went viral, but because it revealed the core of who Hyunjin really is. Not just a visual king, not just the elegant dancer of Stray Kids, but an artist whose body language speaks louder than words. This FanCam didn't just capture movement, it captured evolution. Looking back, Psycho wasn't just a viral moment. It was a chapter in Hyunjin's story. If you followed his journey from his trainee years through setbacks to his artistic rebirth, this FanCam feels like a statement, a silent message to the world. I'm not just an idol, I'm an artist. 14.5 million views later, it's clear that message was heard, loud and clear. The world didn't just watch Hyunjin.